Good
Okay,
afternoon.
I still can't hear y'all.
What? Okay, 1 second, please.
For some odd reason, I can't hear you.
Cynthia, can you hear me now? Cynthia. Miss Woodfolk, can you hear us?
Hello?
Can you hear us now, Miss Woodfolk?
Yeah, yes, I can hear you now. What's going
So
on?
I have to talk this loud?
Well, when I saw you banging your gavel, I didn't hear anything.
Can you hear that?
I can hear you.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. We're going to start the meeting, okay?
Sounds good.
Thank you. Good evening, and welcome to the Southeast Delco School District Business Meeting for the Board of School Directors, Thursday, July 25th, 2024. We will have a salute to the flag and a roll call by Mr. Butler. Please stand. Thank you. Mr. Butler, may I have a roll call, please?
Yes, you may, Madam President. Mr. Fowler, excused. Mrs. McGowan,
Present.
Ms. Womack, excused. Ms. Woodfolk,
Say it louder. I can't hear you. Psych. I'm present.
Ms. Mrs. Barley,
Present.
Ms. Harris Johnson,
Present.
Mr. Lafferty,
Present.
Ms. Perry,
Present.
Ms. Monroe Whitsett,
Present.
Dr. Sanchez,
Present.
Mr. DiOrio,
Present.
Mr. Butler, present.
At this time, we have no comments, and there will be no student board report. Dr. Sanchez, do you have a superintendent's report?
Thank you very much, Madam President. I do have a few comments to share. Wanted to share with everyone that the Southeast Delco team is working very hard to get ready for the new school year. Want to thank all of the administrators for being fully engaged last week. We did a 3-day leadership retreat. The first 2 days were at DCTS physically, and the third day was at a vendor that we use. It was a dual opportunity, not only for us to work on our plan for the future, but also for them to firsthand see an opportunity that exists for our students not too far from here. So hopefully we'll be coming back throughout the year to make a request for students to visit Corbett Inc. It's a learning space. They're a furniture store, but it's also a learning space. The biggest one of the big takeaways from those 3 days is where I started to roll out the 3 pillars for next school year. And I want to start making those 3 pillars clear, share them with everybody in our community. One is, the first pillar will be based on kindness. I think it's really important for us as a Delco community, Southeast Delco community, to work on being overtly kind. I just heard one of our board members make a compliment of another board member before we started. That's what I'm hoping to be able to see and hear more often. As far as academics is concerned, there is a need for urgency. And later on in this meeting, you'll hear a presentation from Mr. Butler as to how we intend to be able to elevate our academic program in this district, and how there should be this level 11 alarm for an urgency for us to work better together, faster together, to be able to serve our kids and help them reach academic success. And the third thing is change. Now, this may be the most difficult of the three pillars for people. Southeast Delco, I've learned, has a long history of folks who have loved and been part of the district for a very long time. As an outsider, I will be leaning on some of my experiences, not only in Reading, but also in New York, also in the Lehigh Valley, to be able to leverage best practices and be able to infuse changes that will help our kids and families. And that's a hard thing to do, or a hard thing for people to accept. So the three pillars that I'm going to be constantly reminding the family, the Southeast Delco family, would be around those three things: kindness, urgency, and change. A special thank you to the legislators who worked across the aisle and passed the budget. Like I shared already later on, that approved state budget means that the Southeast Delco is expected to receive an additional estimated over $6 million. We have put together a plan to be able to support the academic needs of the district, and you'll hear more later on. And my last comment is we are working very hard to get ready for the 24-25 school year. There will be a lot of initiatives that will hopefully be a balanced approach between what we're doing for young people academically, but what are we also doing to support their social and emotional needs. So stay tuned. I'll be sharing more at the August meeting. I want to invite everybody to follow us on social media, Facebook and Instagram specifically. And I'm one of the 2 likes on most every one of our posts. It's really important that people follow, not because our ego wants to have a lot of people, but that's going to be a way for us to share information about the doings of the district. It's going to be one avenue to be able to share information. So I strongly encourage you to follow our social media, Facebook and Instagram, as that'll be one avenue for you to be in the loop with what's happening. And that concludes my report, Madam President.
Do you have the social media names for Facebook and Instagram?
I don't have it on
I
top
think
of
it's, I
my,
think it's one in Southeast Delco.
I will find it.
Facebook is Southeast Delco School District. And it's I believe it's the logo.
Yes.
I'm not sure about the Instagram one though.
Yeah, and the Instagram is just Southeast.
And it's Instagram is Southeast Delco. Thank you. And it's the logo as well? Okay, so the official logo. Thank you, ladies. May I have a motion to approve the agenda?
Motion. Second.
It has been properly moved in second. Are there any questions? Are there any questions? Are there any questions? Seeing none, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed?
Aye.
Motion carries. Are there any questions on the approvals? Are there any old or unfinished business?
Madam President, I'd like to untable finance item number 10 from last month to approve the exoneration of church properties from the real estate tax levied for the 2024-2025 fiscal year.
So there's a motion on the floor. Can I have a second?
Second.
It's been properly moved in second. Are there any questions? Are there any questions? Are there any questions? Seeing none, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Are there any questions on new business? Item A, education. Yeah, I didn't do that yet. I'm just asking for questions. Are there any questions on finance item B? Any questions on HR item C? There are no property items or policy. Are there any public comments regarding agenda items?
Madam President, there is one. So, Mr. Ronald Bright.
You have 3 minutes. All you have to do is state your name. Thank you.
Ronald Bright. Currently serve as the girls basketball coach at Family Park. My comment, I guess, is I'm not sure how the supplemental hiring process went, but I don't understand how, if a head coach is not involved in the hiring of his staff, and the staff, the decision for the assistant coaches and JV and freshman coaches are made strictly by, I guess, the human resource panel or the panel that did the interviews. So I don't know if there's some type of clarification we can get on that, or what went into it, but how a decision can be made without the person that they're basically working for or working with. It would kind of be like us getting a new assistant superintendent, and the superintendent not having any say-so in who that assistant would be. Getting an assistant principal and the principal not having any say-so in who that assistant principal would be. So I don't understand how that, how that works, or how the whole hiring thing went. So, I mean, that's my comment. I don't really know how this works, how we get follow-up or feedback from that.
Dr. Sanchez?
So, Mr. Bright, we can follow up. This is an HR issue, so we can't have public comment on it, but we will follow up with you individually.
May I have a motion to accept June 24th, may I have a motion to accept the regular board business meeting minutes from June 27th, 2024?
Motion.
Second.
It has been properly moved in second. Are there any questions? Are there any questions? Are there any questions? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. May I have a motion to accept the treasurer's report?
Motion.
It has been properly moved in second. Are there any questions? Are there any questions? Are there any questions? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. May I have a motion to accept the bills for payment in the amount of $5,888,333.64?
Motion.
Motion.
It has been properly moved in second. Are there any questions? Are there any questions? Are there any questions? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. May I have a motion to accept new business, item A, education?
Motion.
Second.
It has been properly moved in second. Are there any questions? Are there any questions? Are there any questions? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any
Aye.
opposed? Motion carries. May I have a motion to accept new business item B, finance?
Motion.
Because we took it off the table, but now you, I'm sorry, no, we did, it's on the table, because we voted. No, you voted to.
Oh, on table,
Right, so you have to vote on it.
okay. I'm sorry, who did the motion for finance item?
I did.
Number 10 from last.
You're right, so we untabled it, so I'm gonna add it to number 2. Do you have the whole thing?
Yeah, you want me to just read it out loud?
Yes, we untable item number 10 from last board meeting, and so that would be under finance. It would be item number 2 now. It was, Ms. Perry, can you read it, please?
I make a motion to approve the exoneration of church properties from the real estate tax levied for the 2024 and 2025 fiscal year.
Motion.
Second.
So it's been properly, thank you, Ms. Perry. It's been properly moved in second. Are there any questions? Are there any questions? Are there any questions? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any
Aye.
opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Mr. DeOrio.
There's one other item, going back up to the minutes. If you recall, we amended the minutes the last meeting for 5/23. So if we could just have an approval on those minutes.
Okay, I'll do it when I finish.
Okay.
Okay. May I have a motion to accept new business item C, HR?
Motion.
It has been properly moved in second. Are there any questions? Are there any questions? Are there any questions? Seeing none, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. May I have a motion to accept the amended board business meeting minutes for May 23rd, 2024?
Motion.
It has been properly moved in second. Are there any questions? Are there any questions? Are there any questions? Seeing none, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Ms. Woodfolk, do you have a report on the DCCC?
No, Madam President, not at this time. I will not have a report until September 2024.
Thank you, ma'am. Delaware County Intermediate Unit, I just want to make parents aware of the DCTS, Delaware County Technical School. The application will be coming out very shortly. If your scholar or student or child likes the trades, please make sure that they fill out the form. They can go to their counselor at Academy Park, or they can actually go on the website and fill out the application themselves. Dr. Sanchez gave us our legislative brief, so we thank you for that. And Ms. Harris Johnson, Parent-Student Advisory Committee.
Not at this time, Madam President.
Thank you, Ms. Harris Johnson. Dr. DiOrio.
No report, Madam Chairman. Community College, on Tuesday, 8/6, online, there'll be a virtual EMT information seminar. And on Wednesday, 8/7, at the STEM Center, there'll be a legal studies and paralegal career night.
Can you give me those dates one more time, please? Can you give me those dates?
8/6 and 8/7.
8/6, 8/7. Okay, thank you, Mr. Lafferty. Dr. Sanchez, are there any administrative team updates?
So during this time, we're going to take the opportunity to make the recommendations, or make recommendations from the administration for the additional funding that has been given to us as a result of the recently passed state budget. Mr. Butler will lead that conversation.
Okay, good evening, everyone. I believe everyone has a copy of the handout. I'm just going to put it up as a PowerPoint as well. Okay, so as Dr. Sanchez had reported at the beginning of the meeting, we received additional funding from the Department of Ed for basic education funding. It was in the amount of $6,435,166. In an additional amount for virtual education, for cyber education support, in the amount of $549,800. I'm sorry. This is also listed on page 9 of the document. $549,846. That totals $6,985,012. So tonight, on the table of contents, we have two categories, new position initiatives, which will be covered on page 3 to 6, and also equipment upgrades, technology, and / other on pages 7 through 9. So we're starting out with new positions. Just like to go over the note first. The target for new salaries for teaching positions is going to be aligned with degree level master's 5, step number 5 will be the target. So with all the payroll costs and medical benefits, it will cost approximately $118,000 per annum. Now, again, that is the target. So if we find an individual that is below that step, if they're on the bachelor's level, then of course that amount will be lower. So on this page, we have, I'll just go over the different positions. We have interventionists. In the K-8 buildings, there will be 5. And you can see the cost of that. Again, this is based on the $118,000. And there's an effective date. So these individuals will start January of 2025. That's literacy, I'm sorry. The next is math interventionists, again, 5, effective date January 2025. Teacher coaches, as listed, grade band K2, 3-6, number of 2, early literacy, 1, math literacy, science literacy, reading coaches, humanities, and education technology. They're all one staff member. And again, the effective date for this initiative is January 2025. Moving to page 4, we have at the kindergarten center, expressive arts teachers. That would cover gym, art, music. There are 3 positions. This will start effective immediately. Kindergarten aides and certified push-in support, again, starting immediately. Social worker, school-based instruction specialist. The school-based instruction specialist will start January 2025. At Night Academy, we have a middle school teacher, effective immediately, and a social worker, effective immediately. Technology department, IT staff support, we're going to increase that by 3, effective immediately. And you will see that's the calculation for the hourly rate to come up to the $125,000. Moving to page 5, HR department. They're a new initiative for a new generalist, a director of labor relations, and professional development. All of these items are slotted to take effect immediately. School counselors, there will be 1 for each school, one of the 1 grades 1-8 buildings. There'll be 4. And Dr. Sanchez, this is in addition to the school counselors that we have. So these are additional school counselors. The next position, assistant athletic director. This is also aligned with the same cost point as a teacher. This position is also slotted to be part of the teacher's agreement, the CBA. And there are dollar amounts built in to the current contract. I forget the number, I think it's 72 units of time, and that will offset this $118,000. And this position will be full-time. Next, Director of Prevention or Intervention, that's to be determined. We have Director of FACE, Family and Community Engagement. That's 1 person, effective immediately. MTSS, to be determined. CIS at all K-8 buildings, effective immediately. Or, I'm sorry, effective January 2025. Moving to page 7, this is the equipment and other recommendations or new initiatives. We have teacher equipment, which is replacing 300 laptops, infrastructure bandwidth modifications and enhancements, phone system, IP-based, voice over IP, walkie-talkies for building communication, consumables, yearly costs for Chromebooks. And this will be refreshing, at this time, 300 of them, or excuse me, I'm sorry, 1,300 units will be replaced. Touchscreen Chromebooks for the K Center, 325 units. Moving to page 8. Other category, Dr. Sanchez, you'll have to help me out on Let's Talk. I completely forgot what that was.
So Let's Talk is a platform that will allow parents especially, but community as well, to be able to ask questions and engage with at any time of the day without having to call someone. It's a way to be able to make the website more user-friendly and more useful to parents. We would create a back-end routing system. So as a parent, I have a question about food. I don't know who to call. I don't know who to talk to. You don't have to worry about that. The platform will route that question to the right person. It allows us to provide better customer service. There is a way for us to track how long individuals get back. It will help address the issue that I made a call and I never heard back, because there would be a person, the director of FACE actually would be responsible to make sure that whoever that got routed to, between the allotted time that we decide, it's usually anywhere from 2 to 3 days, that there is a response to that parent. And if there isn't, there's a flag that goes up. So many of you have used chatbots on web pages. It also provides a chatbot. So if at 2 o'clock in the morning you want to find something out, we, as we educate the chat box with information, some of your questions could be answered at 1, 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, and you don't have to wait to talk to a real person. So it's a way to make our soon new-to-be website, because the current website needs a lot of work, it puts a very strong communication tool on the website.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Sanchez. So the next is a contingency for emergencies. There's also built in a set-aside for the 25-26 taxes. We have Nights Outside the Castle initiative, Read Alliance partnership, athletic equipment / uniforms, arts, theater, supplies, equipment, records management, summer reorg funds for each of the buildings. We have athletic facility. This is to be determined. Also, the Sharon Hill facility study and architectural fees, that's also to be determined. DTS, air condition for cafeteria, gym, and common corridors. That's to be determined. Those last 1, 2, 3, 4 items, they will, or shouldn't, I'm sorry, 1, 2, 3, 3 items. They will be built into a capital project improvement initiative. And that will also include the furniture refresh will be included in that as well. If you will recall, during the 24-25 budget process, we were given a number that would be anticipated revenue. I want to say it was a little over $7 million. The governor's budget was not approved at that time, so I did use of that anticipated $7 million, $1 million in the 24-25 general fund general fund budget process. So that's why that number is there. So all those items total $6,632,580. Moving to page 9, as I'd mentioned at the beginning, there was basic ed instructional funding in the amount of $6,435,166, and then additional revenue to offset virtual or cyber tuition that the district pays in the amount of $549,846. Total revenue, $6,985,012. At this time, we have an unallocated amount that amounts to $352,432. And that concludes my report.
Madam President, if I may add just a few comments on what we just shared. So again, I want to applaud the state legislators, what they're doing, what they've done with the decision to be able to fund districts like ours is creating an opportunity for us to truly level the playing field. And it doesn't matter what zip code our kids are in, doesn't matter what the tax base is. We are going to have resources to be able to provide them the most important resources to help them be successful. In our district, because of the financial situation, we've had to make some tough decisions. And all our babies are important. But, you know, when kindergarten kids go to school, you want to make sure they have the best experience. Those kids are going to get their humanities again. They're going to get art and music and gym, something that they haven't had in a while. The numbers of early intervention students are growing at an exponential number. So what that means is that we need to make sure we give more resources to that kindergarten center so that those kids are successful and the staff in that building feel supported. So there is a call out for the kindergarten supports, and it's because of that reason. I do want to make one last comment about some of the other categories. In the other categories, Mr. Butler mentioned nights outside the castle. So when, similar to the little kindergarten students, all of our kids need to be given the opportunity to learn in a different way. So field trips often are limited. So there's going to be an initiative next year. Again, remember my pillar of change. Every Southeast Delco student will have the opportunity with these funds to go to at least one field trip. And as these funds continue, then the expectation is they go to more than one. So learning needs to be taken outside of our castle walls, and this is that initiative. So I'm extremely excited. I'm looking forward for questions from the board about this. Since I have the mic, I do want to make sure that I mention something we are investing. We called out athletics here, and we have here today the new athletic director that was just voted in. So I want to congratulate and welcome to the Southeast Delco family, Ms. Shayla Johnson. So Shayla, congratulations.
Ms. Johnson, if you would like to speak, you can just come to the podium.
I just want to say thank you, and I'm looking forward to getting started and helping bridge the gap with our students and student athletes with athletics and give them a great experience that they can take forward for the rest of their lives. So thank you again.
Thank you.
Thank you. I would like to make an announcement for our summer graduation. So I want to say congratulations to the Academy Park students who will be graduating on Thursday, August 1st, 2024 at 1 p.m. at Academy Park High School Auditorium. Please come out and support our students. It should be fun. We also have some more non-agenda items at this time.
So this time I'd like to invite Sophia Riley to the mic.
Good evening, everybody. I came here today. I really don't know what the procedure is, but I wanted to make a request to allow both of my students to go to, I have a 6th grader, and I wanted to request that he be allowed to attend Darby Township School instead of our neighborhood school, Harris Elementary. One of the main reasons is because I also have another student that's going to be attending Darby Township as part of the autistic support classes, and is creating a different type of burden on my family this year for transportation in the morning. I am a single parent, and trying to get 2 kids to multiple schools is like creating an obstacle that I wanted to get your permission to see if we can overcome that.
Ms. Riley, I will give you a call tomorrow so we can discuss, we can figure out how to make this happen, okay?
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
I'd like to invite now Latanya Manson.
Ms. Manson? Good evening.
So, Mr. Butler, this is for you. I need to say my name?
Yes, please.
Oh, Latanya Manson.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Mr. Butler, I'm just, my question is, right, these taxes came out, and it's like the extra $500, that's just, on all the houses. And it's not just mine. The 3 that we, or 4 that we have, it's all the houses. So is that how that 2.5% was supposed to go? Because according to when I, calculated it, that's a little bit more. So, can you help me?
So there's, your properties are located in Darby Township?
Yes.
So I will be, so if you can email me the addresses, I can look up the parcel numbers and see what the assessed values are on each of those properties.
Okay.
And then we can go from there.
Well, I had did that, and it's the numbers didn't, the math not mathing. Something's a little bit off, but I'ma still do that for you
Okay.
because I want to make sure that we on the same page.
Okay, I appreciate that.
Okay.
Ms. Perry?
So Sharon, I know you're not in Sharon Hill, I know you're in Darby Township, but I was just wondering if you noticed if your homestead inclusion was on there? Because Sharon Hill missed it, and Sharon Hill properties went up about $500, and people were upset. But then when they reached out, they realized it was Sharon Hill's tax collector's mistake, and they're expecting new bills. So have you checked, I don't know, I can't see your tax bill, obviously, but is your homestead inclusion there, and have you reached out to the Darby Township tax collector?
Her inclusion is not on her tax bill. My mother's is, it says yes for like next year and no for this year. So I'm really thinking like something got missed. Mine says the same thing. Yes for next year, no for this year, you know. So as you're looking, even if you just use the real estate website, the Delco, real estate website, you pull it up by address. Hers says no, so there's nothing on hers. But for the other 3 homes, it kind of says yes and no. I didn't know.
So-
And it wasn't like that last year.
Okay, so have you called the Darby Township tax collector?
No, I came here.
Okay.
Yo-
Well, 'cause Mr. Butler doesn't actually send the bills out.
No, he doesn't. But he's the one that suggested the 2.5, so I was just trying to figure out how that went, that number went to 500. Like, usually it's like $20, $30, something like that.
So, well, let's not make too many assumptions. So I assume that those properties were already approved for homestead, or were these new applications that were processed this year?
Already approved.
Okay, so if you give me the parcel numbers,
Okay,
I will look into it.
okay.
All right, so this year for the homestead, you'll look in the June minutes. It was 500, I think it was $549 would be a reduction off of the school district's taxes.
Yeah, that's what's in there.
Mhm.
That's, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so again, once I get the parcel numbers, I'll be able to look at it,
Okay,
okay?
yep. That's it.
That's it, Ms. Manson? Thank you.
Oh, yeah, wait, one thing. I didn't put it on the card, but physicals. I'm so excited. It's Tuesday, and then it's the following Tuesday, so we got physicals for all the athletes. Thank you, Dr. Sanchez, to make sure that that happened. So the cheerleaders and all the sports will be able to go and get their physicals on this Tuesday as well as the following Tuesday
So those
at
dates are
Academy Park at 3 p.m.
3 p.m.
One of my parents told me. That's how I live. Yeah, one of my parents told me that, and
So, Ms. Manson, you're saying Tuesday, the 30th of
Yes.
July,
yes,
and then
The
Tuesday, the 6th
yes,
of August?
Yes,
at 3 p.m.
yes,
at Academy Park,
yes.
all sports. I'm just saying, first come, whoever comes, they
Yes,
can come get a
it's
physical
first
for their
come, first
sport.
serve. And
Okay.
I'm not sure if it's middle school, because it's usually high school. But I don't know, we in the year of change.
Yeah, we have a new
So-
AD now, so
I don't know if that's middle school and high school, so.
we'll figure it out, but we'll make sure
Okay.
that information. So once again, I want to make sure that the constituents know that on, sports physicals are available for your student on Tuesday, July 30th, 2024 at 3 p.m. And then Tuesday, August 6th, 2024 at 3 p.m. Locations at Academy Park High School.
And it's one important thing, they can't just show up. It's a form that the parents have to sign before they can even get their
So
physical.
you're talking about the PIAA form?
Yes, but it's other sheets for Southeast Delco. It's a whole packet
Wait, what?
it is.
Okay.
So the
Okay.
parents just need to make sure that
So those copies will be in Academy Park High School office. If the parents don't have them, they can pick one up.
Yes,
So I will pick it up before next Tuesday.
they have,
According to
thank
the email, it says that the forms are available at all school sites here at Southeast Delco.
They all have them, but the
Yeah.
physicals, the paperwork, I mean, they're gonna be doing the physicals at Academy
Right,
Park.
but if they need to obtain the form, they can
Oh,
get
yeah,
it
they can
from
go to their
all-
local
yeah.
school. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Ms. Manson, for all your information. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you. We have one more last card.
Yes, and that's Ms. Raquel Hallman.
All you need to do is state your name, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, I got a couple, and it's not on my card, I apologize. Raquel Holman. Right now, I'm just as a resident.
Thank you.
Asking questions.
Mhm.
Exoneration of properties from the tax duplicate. Were the churches originally being taxed and now they're not being taxed, or was there a double? I'm just saying this, so that's why I asked.
Mr. Butler.
No, this is a traditional process and approval each year. So it may change depending upon what properties are identified as being church properties. And if they are in fact a church property by IRS standards, then they can be exempt from taxes.
Got you. Okay. Part two, this has nothing to do with taxes. Part two, athletic director, the assistant athletic director position. Is that position's been in place, so is it just based on the presentation that we just had, where it's one assistant athletic director and the pay was $118,000? Were you explaining that has something to do with like the teachers?
Yeah, so right now, the assistant athletic directors.
You made her nervous.
The assistant athletic director positions are part-time. So there's one for the fall and one for the spring. Our recommendation is to have one and make it full-time. So again, the $118,000 is not the salary, that's the package cost. So the salary, again, is aligned to someone, and this person will be certified. So it will be part of the teacher's contract. And the plan is to not exceed a master's step 5
Gotcha.
in the teacher's contract, which is something like $67,375. And then, as I mentioned before, if we find an individual that is at master step 1 or bachelor's,
Adjust accordingly.
it'll adjust accordingly.
Okay.
But the position will be full-time.
Okay, awesome.
If I may add, that's a great question. So this is a year change, right?
Yes.
In order for us to be able to achieve these big goals that we have, big audacious goals around academics, we need to figure out how we engage young people. So the expectation from me would be that every 8th and 9th grade student would be involved in some type of after-school activity, not just sports, it could be athletics. In order for us to take our athletic program to the next level, we really need to have dedicated people that are available day, afternoon, evening, that this is their 100% responsibility, not only for the high school students, but also for our 1 to 8 buildings. So creating this team of 2 individuals, I still think it's kind of small, but it's a great start. It's a great jump for Southeast Delco to have 2 full-time dedicated individuals to make sure that young people are not only getting the supports, to hopefully be able to get, recruited, be supported in that way, but also to get exposure to our first or eighth grade students who don't know what a field hockey stick is, or don't know what a lacrosse stick is, don't know what a tennis racket is. So these individuals, especially because this position falls within the teacher union, it creates an opportunity for us to be able to link sports and academics. So really excited about this opportunity. Thank you for the question.
Absolutely. And just side note, my son played lacrosse from 3rd grade to 8th grade, and then he lost it because Academy Park doesn't have a boys lacrosse team. So that was a big deal for me because he should be somewhere playing Division I lacrosse right now. No shade, no anything, but here we are. Okay, next thing, now different head. Commissioner Holman, Darby Township, Ward 1. Just wanted to announce a few things that are going on. The couple with the police, Darby Township and the fire departments, will be participating in National Night Out, which is when the police come out. There's a whole event. It's a whole to-do. You get information. You get to meet the police officers. It'll be down at Studevant Field, and that will be on August 6th. I think that's a Tuesday night. That'll be on August 6th, I think, from 5 to 8. Yes, sounds about right. From 5 to 8 p.m. I can provide you with a flyer via email when I leave here. Number 2, Darby Township will also be having a back-to-school school supply event on August 17th, as well as a car show. So if you have any vintage cars, you know anybody with vintage cars, get in touch with myself, Walter Reeler, who is the president of our Parks and Rec, back-to-school event / car show, August 17th, from 10 a.m. to, I think, 2, down at Studman. What else is on it? Sharice, one more thing.
Darby Township High School, Academy Park High School alumni event.
Okay, the alumni. On Saturday, the Darby Township High School Alumni Organization will be having their annual barbecue, annual get-together. Every year in Conway Park. It is on Saturday. It's a big event. It's not just Darby Township High School graduates. They've also included us as Academy Park graduates as well. Miss me. As a part of Academy Park graduates as well. So the invitation is out there for anyone to come participate. Bring your tent, bring your food, whatever it is, come out and enjoy. That's it.
Is there a
That's all I
time
got.
on that one?
That starts when they get out there. That they are going to be out there
7
early.
a.m.
I'm gonna say 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. until they leave.
What is that date again?
It's Saturday,
This
is that the
Saturday.
27th?
Yes.
It's the 27th.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Excuse me, I have a question for Ms. Holman.
Yes, ma'am.
Is it possible that you could email us this information?
Yes, it is.
And you said that the last event is going to be on August the what?
17th.
So you said bring your chairs, your tent. and
No,
the
that's
food?
July 27th. That's this Saturday.
July
Have some food with you,
27th.
yes.
And what is that?
That is the Darby Township High School / Academy Park High School Alumni Barbecue. It's a gathering that they have literally every single year in Conway Park. This
Okay,
Saturday.
in Conway.
Conway. This
Okay.
Saturday.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Ms. Holman. Meetings for our future, announcements for our future meeting, I'm sorry. Committee of the Whole will be August 15th, 2024 at 6 p.m. Board Business Meeting will be August 22nd, 2024 at 7 p.m. May I have a motion to adjourn this meeting?
So moved.
It's been properly moved in second. Are there any questions? Are there any questions? Are there any questions? Seeing none, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Meeting is adjourned.